Imagine being faced with a scene where love and maternal instinct defy even nature itself. That's exactly what happened on a peaceful farm in the United States, when a mare refused to abandon her foal in the midst of imminent danger. What she did next left everyone in shock and showed the true meaning of sacrifice and courage. Stay until the end and get ready for a story that will warm your heart and leave you with goosebumps. In the heart of the American countryside, surrounded by open fields and rolling hills, was a farm known for its tranquility and beauty. It was a place where the sunrise painted the sky with golden tones, and the gentle sound of the wind swayed the leaves of the trees. It was in this peaceful setting that Bella's story began, a majestic mare with a chestnut coat, known for her strength and elegance. Bella wasn't just another animal in the stable. She had a strong presence and protective personality, characteristics that intensified the moment she gave birth to her first foal. As soon as the little one was born, with slender legs and bright eyes, Bella was a dedicated mother. His every move was carefully planned to ensure the cub's safety. He was her priority, her reason for existing. In the days following the birth, Bella and her foal became inseparable. She guided him through the field with firmness and delicacy, always keeping him close, as if she already knew that the world outside could be unpredictable. Observers were impressed by the way she protected him, always staying between him and any strange movement around him. This powerful bond became evident in small actions. When the foal tried to wander away to explore the world, Bella would gently bring him back with a push of her nose. When he rested, she remained standing, watchful. It was more than instinct. It was pure, unconditional love, a type of connection that seemed to transcend species barriers. The farm, until then a haven of peace, seemed like the perfect place for this new family to grow. But the calm would soon be broken. In the nearby forests, an invisible danger was beginning to form, a fire that was gaining strength with the dry wind. As the sky began to turn gray on the horizon, Bella remained unaware of the storm that was about to invade her life and test everything she held dear. The sun was beginning to sink below the horizon, casting an orange glow over the fields, but something strange hovered in the air. The smell of smoke, initially discreet, became stronger, bringing a feeling of unrest to the farm workers. In the surroundings, birds flew in circles, as if they already sensed the chaos that was about to begin. It was then that a scream echoed from the nearest hill. The flames had been seen. News of the forest fire spread quickly, and the tranquility of the farm was filled with a wave of despair. Farmers rushed to remove the animals from the stables and take them to safety. The wind, which had previously been just a gentle breeze, was now fueling the flames, pushing them toward the property with frightening speed. Bella, feeling the tension around her, began to neigh and circle restlessly beside the colt. His eyes reflected fear, but also determination. She positioned herself between him and danger, moving from side to side, as if she already knew she needed to protect him at any cost. The workers tried to calm Bella and guide the two to a safe path, but it was at that moment that they realized the real problem. The foal was trapped inside an enclosure partially destroyed by a fallen branch. He couldn't get through the crooked slats of wood, and time was running out. Bella noticed the humans' desperation, but her eyes were fixed on her son. When they tried to pull her away, she resisted. Her muscles tensed, and she pushed the workers back with little jumps and loud neighs. Maternal instinct spoke louder than any human command. As the fire approached, lighting up the sky with reds and oranges, Bella kept her head high and continued to protect the colt. The scene was harrowing. On one hand, the farmers fought to save everyone before it was too late. On the other, Bella fought against everything and everyone to not abandon those who mattered most. The tension increased with every second. Flames roared in the distance, breaking branches and devouring trees. The heat could already be felt on the skin, and decisions needed to be quick. The clock was ticking against Bella and her cub. What she did next would change everything, and that decision would be remembered forever. The sound of flames crackling on the horizon became louder by the second. The air was thick with smoke, and the intense heat was already making the rescued animals scramble amidst the commotion. But Bella didn't move. His eyes remained fixed on the foal, which was still trapped in the destroyed pen. His neighing cut through the air like a cry of despair, but also of resistance. The farmers, aware of the imminent danger, tried to pull her out again. They knew that if they couldn't get her out, the flames would reach them both in a matter of minutes. However, Bella refused to take even a step away from her cub. She struggled against the ropes, pushed with her body, and even injured herself when she scraped her legs on the loose wood. But nothing seemed to matter. His only mission was to save the colt. It was at that moment that one of the farmers made a desperate decision. He ran to try to break down the wood with a makeshift axe, but time was against them. The smoke was beginning to obscure vision and make breathing difficult. Bella, realizing the imminent danger, acted before the humans could complete the rescue. With impressive strength, she struck the boards with her hind legs, breaking part of the barrier that trapped the colt. The splinters flew, and the opening seemed large enough for the cub to escape. But fear paralyzed him. He couldn't move, even with Bella encouraging him with neighs and pushes. Time was running out. The flames were so close that the orange light reflected in the animal's eyes. It was then that Bella made the riskiest decision of her life. She entered the pen, wrapping her own body around the colt. Her position was clear. She would protect her son until the last moment, even if it meant facing fire directly. The farmers screamed. It was a desperate act, but also incredibly moving. Bella used her own weight to push the colt toward the opening. She ignored the heat and the smell of smoke, forcing him to move on. Finally, the colt took a leap and crossed the gap. But Bella stayed behind for a few seconds that felt like an eternity. With effort, the farmers rushed to make more space in the pen, allowing Bella to escape as well. When she finally came out, her paws were already covered in soot, and parts of her fur showed burn marks. Still, she didn't stop. Instead of running away from the fire, Bella continued pushing the colt away from the flames. Their determination inspired the farmers to run after them and ensure the two reached safety. At that moment, everyone realized that they had just witnessed something extraordinary, an act of love so pure and courageous that it defied even the logic of fear. The sound of the flames seemed to intensify with each step, as if the fire itself was determined to swallow everything in its path. Bella and her foal continued to advance across the field, guided only by instinct and an unwavering determination to survive. Behind them, farmers ran, but they were clearly struggling against time and desperation. Bella, even hurt and exhausted, kept her head up. Her paws stamped the blackened ground as she pushed the colt forward. The cub stumbled, still dazed by the heat and smoke, but his mother didn't hesitate. She touched him with her nose, making soft sounds as if to say, "Continue, don't stop. I am with you." The surrounding scenery was chaotic. Trees cracked and fell in flames. Smoke enveloped everything, making it difficult to see more than a few meters ahead. The farmers shouted instructions to each other, but Bella seemed oblivious to the chaos. For her, there was only one goal: to keep her puppy safe. When they reached a narrow section of field, surrounded by burnt trees on both sides, the group realized they were trapped. The flames had formed a ring around it, and the nearest path seemed closed. It was at that moment that Bella made another surprising decision. She stopped for a brief moment, assessing the terrain. Then, as if he knew exactly what he needed to do, he began pushing the colt into a small space between the logs. The passage was narrow and dangerous, but it was the only way out. The colt hesitated, neighing in panic. But Bella didn't allow him to be paralyzed by fear. With a sweep of her paws, she removed the fallen branches and guided the cub until he crossed the obstacle. The farmers watched in disbelief as Bella used her own body to clear a path and protect the cub from the embers and thorns. When they finally reached a safe clearing, the group gathered around them. Bella was panting, Her legs were shaking and her fur was covered in soot. Small burns were visible on its paws, but its eyes remained steady and watchful. She looked at the colt, checking if he was okay, before lowering her head for a brief moment, as if she finally felt the weight of everything she had faced. Farmers quickly began emergency care. One of them brought water to Bella and the foal, while another examined the wounds. The tension of the moment was replaced by collective relief, but also by a deep admiration for what they had just witnessed. Bella had defied all odds. She had not allowed fear or the instinct of self-preservation to stop her from protecting the being she loved most. His sacrifice and courage created an immediate impact on the hearts of everyone there. As the team worked to put out the remaining flames and ensure the fire did not spread again, Bella and her foal remained together. The cub curled up next to her, as if he knew he owed his life to his mother's tireless determination. The sky was starting to lighten again. The smoke dissipated, revealing the damage left by the fire. But in the midst of that landscape marked by destruction, there was a symbol of hope, a mare and her foal, alive, united, and ready to start over. This was more than a simple survival story. It was proof that true love knows no barriers, and that courage, when driven by love, is capable of moving mountains, or, in this case, of going through fire. The sun slowly rose over the horizon, dissipating the last clouds of smoke and revealing the devastating scene left by the fire. Burnt trees formed dark silhouettes against the orange sky, and the smell of burning wood still hung in the air. However, in the midst of the destruction, there was one scene that seemed to defy the chaos. Bella and her foal were alive. As the farmers approached to assess the situation, Bella remained at the cub's side, exhausted but steady. His legs were shaky, and burn marks stained his once flawless fur. Small blisters formed around his hooves, a direct consequence of the extreme heat he had faced to protect the foal. The cub, on the other hand, looked scared but unharmed. Thanks to his mother's sacrifice, he had come out of danger with virtually no serious injuries. The workers quickly provided water and compresses to ease Bella's discomfort, while the colt remained glued to her side, as if afraid that if she moved away, the danger might return. Bella's recovery began right there, in the open field. Veterinarians were called, and for the next few hours they worked to treat the burns and alleviate the pain. The farmers, still impressed by the courage they witnessed, promised to take care of her and her foal with all their dedication. But the physical marks were only part of the story. The emotional impact of that moment continued to resonate not only on the farm, but also in the local community. When neighbors and nearby residents learned what happened, Bella's story spread quickly. Local newspapers came to cover the event, and videos shared on social media went viral. People from all over the world commented on this mother's courage, comparing her determination to the noblest examples of love and sacrifice seen in nature. Many said they found inspiration in Bella to face their own daily battles. For Bella and her foal, however, life went on. Over time, she began to recover, and her wounds slowly healed. However, for everyone who witnessed what happened that day, it was clear that those marks would never be forgotten. They were symbols of an unbreakable love and a courage that defied even the flames. As the days passed, Bella and her foal became living symbols of courage and resilience. The farm workers, still moved by what they had witnessed, cared for the two with renewed affection. The foal, now more confident, followed his mother's every step, as if he understood the magnitude of the sacrifice she had made to protect him. Bella's story wasn't just about animal instinct. It has become a powerful reminder of the values that define true love. Just as Bella faced fire without hesitation, many human beings face storms in their lives, moments of uncertainty, fear, and danger, driven by love and the desire to protect those who matter most. The farmers who witnessed the event began telling Bella's story to friends and family, and, little by little, she reached an even larger audience. People from all over the world left messages of support and shared personal experiences about sacrifice and overcoming. Many have compared Bella to human mothers who face extreme difficulties keeping their families safe and together. The farm received letters, gifts, and even donations intended for the ongoing care of Bella and her foal. For many, it had become a symbol of strength, a reminder that, even in the most difficult situations, love can guide our actions and help us overcome the impossible. This reflection echoed in the minds of everyone who heard the story. If a mare could defy fire to save her son, what are we, as human beings, capable of doing when driven by the same love and courage? Bella taught us that sometimes we don't need words to inspire. Our actions speak for themselves and leave marks that last forever. Today, Bella and her foal continue to live on the farm, healthy and protected. And her story stands as a reminder that true love knows no limits. It can weather any storm, endure any pain, and even defy the flames. Because at the end of the day, love is the most powerful fuel there is. The story of Bella and her foal is more than a tale of survival. It is a powerful demonstration of courage, sacrifice, and unconditional love. In a world where we are often challenged to protect those we love, Bella reminds us that true strength lies not in the absence of fear, but in the willingness to face it. What this mare did that day continues to resonate as an example of determination. She didn't know what she would find in the flames, but she knew she couldn't leave her son behind. This instinct to protect, even in the face of danger, is something that transcends species. It is a reflection of what is purest and truest in any relationship based on love. And now, I want to hear from you. Did this story touch your heart? Leave a comment sharing your impressions and experiences about moments of overcoming or unconditional protection. Don't forget to like the video if this narrative inspired you, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting stories like this. If this story made you reflect on the power of love and courage, share it with friends and family. Sometimes all we need to keep fighting is to remember that even in the face of the biggest storms or the most intense flames, true love never retreats. Because in the end, it's these stories that remind us of what really matters.